Hello, Pokemon trainers! Professor Chime here, and I have a special treat for you. I found a lost video of sorts. It was from before I set up my Pokemon desk back behind me, and I was still doing all of my unboxings right here at my computer desk. So, without further ado, let's check out the Tropical Islands Japanese cards that I've got and opened up on camera because I hate to waste good footage about a really cool thing. So, here it is. I found some stuff out of my old collection that I've had for years, and I wanted to share this with you. And since they're not really worth a ton, I wanted to actually share it on camera and actually open them up. So, the Southern Islands collection, it was Southern Islands. They called it the Southern Islands Collection in America. And it was Southern Islands Beach. And um, there was different sets to go with it. So what it is we've got postcards from the English version here, and we actually have a booster pack that I've had for years in for the Japanese set. So I'm going to show both because why not? So what this was this came out around the time that the second movie did in Japan originally, and the release you saw a bunch of Pokemon that were never seen before. For instance, like Slowking here it was a big deal. I was excited to have it. This was also the first set that had like Meryl, or as we called it at the time, Peekaboo. If you guys get that joke, then you're as old as I am. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the postcards because this art is just so cool, and I'm gonna actually open them. So, it's terrible opening old school stuff because that just means there's one less in the world. But I want to do it on camera, that way you can all see what I see here. Plus, I want to put these in a frame anyway, so I think that it'll be worth it in any case. I'm going to get them mounted. So we're going to start with, we're going to move this out of the way for the time being. We will have this art, which has Ladybug, it's got Jigglypuff and Butterfree. You see Dotrio, Weepinbell, Gloom, Executor. You see Venomoth. There's it's a Mankey in the far back. It's hard to see here. You got a Diglett and you've got Meowth. It's cute. It's in a field of flowers. I like it. It's cute. Oh man, here's one. So first thing first, you got Mew. You got Mew right here. I think it's the same art that is in his card. I'm pretty sure that this art that you're gonna see is all what you see in the cards themselves. So very cool. Got Charizard, Pidgeot, got Dragonite in the far back, and that is actually a Nidoking down there, and a Golem, and a Venonat with on top of the Onyx. So awesome, love it. Oh, this one's cute. Okay, we got Ivysaur, Wartortle. You got Togepi up in the front here, and Pikachu, Goldeen, Slowpoke. You got Raticate, and you get Weedle out of this one. These three are all shorter postcards. These are actually postcards, by the way. I'll show you the back here. So these are all postcards, and there's a place stamp here, a little Pokeball symbol. It tells you the illustrator, Keiko Fukuyama. and very cool. Now we also get the longer postcards here. So what you have is you have a Dragonite, you have Tentacruel, you have Meryl, you have Magikarp, you have Dratini, and you have Lapras in this one. So it's the nice in the water, all the Pokemon in it. I really like this long postcard style. So I think this will look really good mounted in a nice set as opposed to hiding in a piece of plastic. Appreciate the art per se. So these are your executors in the background, a line of them. You have the Poliwhirl, Bellsprout. There's the Slow King, Psyduck, Horsey, and a Wartortle. Very cool. I love it because this is actually what this set is based on, and I will be pulling out these cards as well here in a minute. So this set specifically is based on this picture. Alright, and we have in the jungle, I think this one was actually called Jungle on top of it, where this one was Beach, this is Jungle. So you have Rattata, Weepinbell, Lickitung, Vileplumes, you get the Oddish, there's a little Venonat back there and a Venomoth. You got Paris, you have Caterpie, and you have Primeape. Did I miss any? No. Looks like that's everyone in this picture. So very nice art. I love the art that the old cards and the old style has. Like I said, these are going to be something that I will get mounted and framed because it is some beautiful art here. Let's see if I can get it all into the frame. There we go. So, this is just some fantastic style. You don't see this much anymore out of a lot of the Pokemon. They've really turned it into some of the art. It feels generic nowadays, where I think it's a matter of they've repeated the same kind of look so many times in the cards that it just feels stale. Sometimes it'll do something different, like, you know, having the, what was it? It was a knit version of a Pokemon once, or different weird styles, and I really like some of the cooler, newer ones that do come out. But yeah, nothing really beats this right here. This is great. So, with that being said, this I've had for a very long time. I think I picked it up at I think it was a yard sale, or it might have been a flea market. And what I noticeable thing here is this is actually, it says 200 yen. So someone was selling this for 200 yen years ago, which is the equivalent of, it's like $1.80 in US dollars, something along those lines. So these 3 cards in a booster pack were $1.80. So there's the back here. Yeah, and there's the barcode that was inside. It's a little tag that's attached here. It's very cool. It's showing off some of these sets. Looks like that's Rocket's set. It's going all the way back because this would have been the first appearance of a lot of the Gen 2 Pokemon. Actually, I think it's all the Gen 2 Pokemon. This was the very first appearance. The only sets prior to that were Base, Jungle, Fossil, and Rocket, I believe. So after that, then they came out with these. One thing that's really cool of note is that this set in Japanese, I'm sorry, when it came to America and was localized, it actually uses the same style that the um, that the 4 prior sets that I mentioned had, that changed in the very next set. So when Neo Discovery and Neo Genesis came out, they actually changed the style of the art and like the framing and the cards themselves. So this is the only time that you'll see Generation 2 Pokemon and further with Generation 1 framing. So I thought that was a really cool little addition to the uh, trivia here. So let's open it up. It's not going to hurt anything. I have actually never opened this, so this is my first time on camera. And it looks like first thing, I'm going to have a little snag. There we go. Let's pull it out nice and slow here. That is some old plastic. Alright, so out of the plastic, this booster set is very cool because they come essentially sleeved in the booster pack. So that is awesome. I love this. One thing also of note is that it gives me the Japanese version of the same postcard, even though it's all in English except for up in the corners here. It's gonna be hard to see, but up here there's some Japanese, and up here there's some Japanese. But otherwise, it's in English. Postcards, Southern Islands, Tropical Islands. So this one was actually the Tropical Island set is what they called it. And then, of course, you get the map of the island, which in the English version, I'm not sure if they did in the Japanese one, but in the English version, they actually had the island completely set up as a binder. And you got all of the, I think it was 18 cards total. So you had the beach, you had the jungle, and you had the sea, and I think you had like 2 each. But the art on these are so cool. And the fact that I have 2 of this postcard, one in English and one in Japanese, is very cool. One thing also of note, it could be just from fading, but the English versions are just a hair darker. It's not even noticeable on camera, but I can see it in the Wartortle. The Japanese one is just a shade, like half a shade lighter. And you can see it in the Horsey as well. So it could be something just from aging, or it could have been some shading differences when it came to the localization. But I do love these cards, like I said, and I love that they come in a sealed. Well, they're not really sealed. They're it's basically like a card, like a 9-card binder sleeve, but it's just the 3. In fact, it's even got the little dotted areas here, and you can pull them out from the top here. I'm not going to, but these cards are just great. And then, like I said, they have the box style framing, whereas the very, very next set turned it into a round framing. So that's some really cool trivia to know that this was the only set where Gen 2 had Gen 1 boxing and framing on the cards. And I love the icon. It's a little tree, little palm tree. They actually don't have card numbers in Japanese. When it came to the older sets like this, so this is actually the Pokemon number. In fact, what was funny is since Slowking doesn't have a number, because they might have still been trying to finalize it at the time. So very cool, guys. Thank you for joining me. I am excited to open this with you all. There we go. And that goes right back into there. I am going to get this mounted and framed. Other than that, thank you for joining me. As always, like and subscribe, and we will be doing way more unboxings, way more videos, vlogs, whatever you want to call them. I'm gonna keep on making these because these are so much fun. Thanks everyone for joining me. Have a good one.